This is a GKU D600 Pro Max dual channel dashcam. This dashcam has many interesting features but at an affordable price. So in this video I'm gonna open it up to show you what comes in its box, and I'm gonna tell you all about its features and specifications. I'm gonna show you quickly how to set it up, and we'll be testing it in my car. So let's bring the camera up close and open it up. So let's open the box. You have the user manual, some warranty information card. You have here the front camera, and this is the accessories box. So you have the power cable that is on the cigarette lighter, and it is USB-C. You have a suction mount, and you have also an adhesive mount that is 3M here. That's good that it has two mount options. And this is here to secure the camera in place when you put it on the adhesive. And let's see what's in this box. So you have the rear camera that is here, and you have a prying tool and also some guides for the cables. So let me tell you about the specifications of this camera. The front camera is 4K at 30 Hz, and it has 170 degrees angle, so it's a wide angle, and it has also HDR capability. And this is a 3-inch IPS screen, and this is a big plus for this camera because usually cameras this size don't have a screen. I like this very much. Now the rear camera is full HD, and it has 150 degrees wide angle also. So both cameras, they have the Sony Starvis 2 sensor, and they support WDR, and they have super night vision. And of course the camera has a G sensor, and it has also a built-in GPS. It has Wi-Fi 6, and it has also an application. It's called GKU Go app, and one of the most important features is that also it supports voice control. Now it has also parking monitor, but for the parking monitor you need to buy a separate connection cable, hardwire cable, that you can find also on the GKU website or on Amazon. So it goes here like this, and has a nice feature that it rotates also if, for instance, you need to film on the sides. And I talked about the parking monitor and the G sensor. So the G sensor is gonna lock the footage in case of like a big shock to the car, or also if you push on this button. And what is good about it is that it has a pre-recording and post-recording. So when you lock the footage either by the button or by a shock, it's gonna pre-record 30 seconds before the incident and 60 seconds after the incident. And this is very good. And it needs, of course, a micro SD card so that it can record the footage. So the support for the SD card is maximum 512 gigabytes. So now I'm gonna connect the camera here, and I'm gonna set it up with my smartphone. So here I connected both cameras, and I'm gonna insert the SD card here.
Start recording.
And if the cards need formatting, it's gonna prompt you to press a key. It doesn't say what key, but you need to press the lock key so that to format it. And this is the application. I installed it on my Android phone, but I didn't add the camera yet. I'm gonna add it now. So let me tap on add camera, and it needs Wi-Fi permission. So I'm gonna tap on OK while using the app, and it says to power the camera and power it on. So let me see here how to connect the Wi-Fi. So I should find here something starting with GKU, and here it is. So let me tap on it. So the password is 123456778, and let's go back now. It's connecting as you see, and it found the camera. And let's go to camera settings. So I'm gonna take you through the settings very quickly, and you can change the video resolution. For instance, if you're using a UHS 1 card, you can go down with the resolution. So you have 2.5K front, Full HD back, and Full HD plus Full HD. I'm gonna keep it on 4K for me. And you have the loop recording, and the loop recording is that it's gonna record in sequences of 1, 3, or 5 minutes, depending on your choice. And it's gonna override the oldest one unless, of course, the footage is locked. So I'm gonna keep it on 1 minute. It is the best in my opinion. You can choose to record the time watermark and the speed watermark. So I don't like to record the speed watermark. For instance, for me, I'm gonna keep the GPS coordinates, and if the rear camera is installed and it is flipped, you can flip it here instead of flipping it physically. I'm gonna keep it as it is. Now you have the collision sensing. It is by default on medium. Automatic screen time off for the camera. So it is off by now. It means that the camera screen will stay on all the time. This is not a good security thing, so we need to remove it and put it. I'm gonna put it in 1 minute, which is better, especially if you're driving at night. And here you can format the SD card and you can factory reset the camera. So now the camera is all set up how I like it. I'm gonna go install it in my car and we're gonna be testing it. So here I installed the camera in the front and also I installed it in the back. This is a temporary installation because I already have a dash cam. This is only to test it. So here I'm driving in the streets of Montreal. It's a nice sunny day. The temperature is around 22 degrees and the sound you're listening to now is coming from the microphone of the GKU D600 Pro Max camera. And notice the reflection of the windscreen in the camera, so the camera can use a CPL filter, but I didn't find this accessory on the GKU website. And this here is the footage from the rear camera. The quality is good, but it is a little bit warm and it is a little bit reddish to my taste. So here I am on the highway. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes. And you can see the 4 lanes. And the wide angle lens is very important so that you can cover all the angles of the footage. One thing I don't like too much is that when the LCD screen is turned off and you want to lock the footage, if you press the button to lock the footage, it's not gonna lock it. It's gonna turn on the LCD screen and you need a second press to lock the footage. So this is now the footage at night and the picture is clear overall, but there is too much glare from the lights, whether it is from the front camera and also from the rear camera. But nevertheless, the footage is overall viewable and the sensors of the camera are making the picture brighter. On the highway at night, the light's glare is more visible and it is more disrupting. But at close range, you can see the details. And this is true for the front camera and also for the rear camera. But for the rear camera, it is a little less glary than the front camera. Now, one thing odd here that I didn't understand is that the camera stopped putting the GPS coordinates, even though I made sure that I selected them in the application. So the GKU D600 Pro Max dashcam is a good camera overall, especially if you factor in its price and if you compare it to the features that it has. I didn't talk about the voice control. So here you have all the voice controls that you can operate on this camera and they all work very good, except the take photo one. I don't know why it doesn't work. Let me demonstrate it to you. Lock the video.
Video locked.
Take photo. Take photo, it doesn't work. I don't know why. Now what I also like about this camera is its application. It is straightforward and you have everything on your fingertips. And I also like the 3-inch IPS display. Now what I would have liked it to be better in this camera is the rear footage. It is a little bit dark in my opinion and it is a little bit red, and the lights glaring also should be addressed maybe in a future firmware upgrade. If you want to check it out, I'm gonna leave an affiliate link in the description. If you make a purchase using my link, I'll gain a small percentage at no cost to you, and this will support my channel. And if you like my video, please share it, subscribe to my channel, and give this video a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Eloy from Stuff Around the House. See you in the next video.